Hey, Avish, how are you doing?
Hi, Sid. Good to see you again.
Great, man. As usual, it's good to catch up on our Game On series. So let's get into the games. The first one we'll get into is India and Australia. And as you can see here, India finally got over the line by 13 runs. And though some people will say that some players weren't there, but it's good for the confidence for India to finally win. Also good for the T20s also.
Yeah, look, it was a good moral victory for India. And, you can only beat the team that's in front of you. So the team that they beat was the team that they played against. So, I mean, it was a good fighting performance from India in
Mm,
this one. Australia, I felt, you know, 35 overs into the Indian innings, they were really bossing this game
mm,
because they had them like 5 for 152. And they just needed one more wicket to get into the tail, and I think they missed a trick there big time. And they let India back in the game there with some pretty ordinary bowling
mm.
at the end because I think they really took took to the Aussie bowlers in that last 10 overs, and especially in the 6 overs when the last 6 overs of that innings they went for plenty. I think India scored about 90 runs in the last 5 overs. So
Hmm.
and that's quite a big margin, That's a margin between winning and losing.
Yes.
And 302, judging by the way the Aussies batted in the last couple of games, you'd have thought that score would have been, chaseable for them. But then
Yeah.
they complicated the batting lineup. They put a guy
Hmm.
like yeah, well, Finch was opening the innings, but then they put a guy like Levis to
But
open
I
the innings
think
with
I think he I think the reason for
Finch.
that
And
is because he had put his hand
Lavaskakni is
up
a little
for
bit
up
more of an
here.
orthodox player.
Yeah. I
Yes,
think
yes, I do remember that. Yeah, I do remember that being spoken. That Lavaskakni put his hand up to
hmm.
open the innings with Finch, but I felt it wasn't a good move because, as I say, he's more of an orthodox player.
But then who would you have
You
put
needed
up there?
somebody that could attack the power plays.
Yeah, who would you have put in his place is the
Personally,
problem.
I would have put in. Yeah, personally, I would have put Alex Carey. I would have put the
Okay.
wicketkeeper Carey
Okay.
up the
Okay.
order to
Yeah,
bat with
maybe.
Finch because
Yeah.
he's batted up the order a few times and it has come off. So I
Yeah.
would have put Carey because Carey's a little bit more of an attacking player, and I think he would have
Yeah.
enjoyed the power play overs with
Oh yeah.
only three fielders outside the inner ring,
Yeah.
and he would have attacked those boundaries. But Labuskakni was a little bit more, as I say, more for the orthodox play, and he really didn't attack that power play. I think Finch was in a bit of pressure here to up the scoring rate and stuff, and he lost his wicket as well.
Yes.
He only made 7 runs.
Mm.
He was trying to force the issue, but that's not his game. His
Yes.
game is to come in and play the anchor. Drop anchor, like what Smith does beautifully for
Mm.
Australia as well. Just drop anchor and just let the other guy attack. But yeah, I felt they missed a trick there.
Yes.
They could have put Kerry up the order. They
Mm.
just complicated things in a way. And then Smith, they obviously expected big things from him again this time around, but then he got caught, trying to flick one down leg side, and yeah, and then they were in a bit of pressure. They were in a bit of pressure, but Maxwell, he's been in superb form, scintillating form
Yeah.
for the Aussies, and he really pushed his game quite deep.
Yeah.
I was watching this game, and I was thinking to myself, if just somebody could just stay with Maxwell, he could have
Oh,
taken Australia over the line, and
yeah.
there just wasn't someone to they just needed somebody to just stay with him, and I thought Kerry being run out as well really cost them.
Yeah.
That was a costly dismissal for Australia in the end.
Yeah.
Because I felt if Kerry and Maxwell took this deep, say to the 45th, 46th over,
Yeah, would have been a
yeah,
done
this
deal.
this is
Yeah.
definitely Australia's game.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a done deal. Honestly, this is Australia. It is Australia's game. So, the margins are very thin in this game.
Mm.
Uh, as I say, it was a good morale boosting win for India.
Yes.
But credit to Australia as well for fighting, till the end.
Yeah, and
So
it's funny you mentioned these points. Even Shane Warne was blasting the selectors because he felt that the selectors had missed tricks, complicated things. He felt that Australia could have been a bit more ruthless. So it's similar points, and I think there are merits to it. But I think because Australia are trying desperately to win that Test series by probably trying to rest players, and yeah, I think it's a bit difficult because I think players did IPL, and I think Stark had chosen to skip IPL because of
yeah.
the Test series and
Now,
ODI.
look,
So
I agree with Wani. Yeah, I definitely agree with Wani because you were so convincing in the first two ODIs. So you know the obviously the pattern would be to continue that domination. That ruthlessness. But I felt, they, in a way, by tinkering with the batting order, they let India into the game, and that's what happened, because India just needed a sniff, and they got it, and all they needed was an early wicket. All they needed was an early wicket, and that's what they got. And then it was difficult in the end. But as I say, Maxwell's dismissal as well, when he got bowled, that was a crucial dismissal, because most certainly if he was there till the end, Australia would have won this game quite comfortably.
I was a bit fearful when Maxwell was batting. I was like hoping it'd be out, and then it happened.
It was fearless.
No,
it was fearless hitting from Maxwell.
I was thinking that I was fearful.
Yeah, of course.
I was fearful. I was fearful when you're still there because I knew.
Yeah, no, it was obviously a tough. It was obviously a tough position for India to be in when Maxwell was hitting those boundaries. He was clearing those boundaries at will. So but look, Australia is still in good shape. Australia is still in good shape. So I expect some little bit of experimenting now in the T20s. Just give the other players a chance.
But one thing for sure,
I would expect a little bit of experimenting and keep.
Yeah. But on a final note,
most certainly, and
But on a final note, it's good that India has won. Hopefully, it'll give them a chance to win the T20 series, and then should be heading to the exciting Test series. Hopefully, and then it could also go against Australia. That maybe you could say trivial defeat. Maybe they could have. Who knows? You can only hope, right, that India holds it against Australia for this win today.
Yeah, I mean, look, we're hoping for a competitive Test series, and I think that's what we're going to get this time around, as opposed to the last tour, which was a bit, we all know the issues that Australia had in the last tour with their batting and their lack of experience. But I feel this time around, Australia is in much better shape. Yeah. They've got a lot of experience in the batting. They've got a lot of experience in the bowling. It's just about showing it on the park now. Yeah, so. I think they're in good hands. I think Australia is in good hands. But the T20 series is anyone's for the taking, to be honest with you. As I say, there's going to be a lot of experimenting. And I think it's only fair to give those players that have been on tour, give them a chance as well.
Okay. Yeah, and I know that you probably are trying to avoid this one, because you were really upset on this match here.
Yeah, I mean, this was probably the most convincing win for England in the whole series. It was a total assault. If you look at those runs and you look at the way that they scored these runs, 17.4 overs. I mean, that score of 192 is quite an imposing score in any T20 game, But I just feel at the moment. South Africa are in a real, I mean, their confidence is very low, and England is the complete opposite. I mean, they're riding so high, and their confidence is really sky at the moment. But I also feel, in terms of both squads, England are by far the better team at the moment. I mean, it just goes to show in the bowling. You've seen it in the first two games, and you saw it again with the batting. I mean, the batting was absolutely explosive. The Proteas had absolutely no answers to this onslaught from Malan and Butler, and they left it for the last game of the series.
Yeah.
And it being a dead rubber as well, you'd have thought they take the foot off the gas, but they didn't do that. I mean, they were ruthless. They were ruthless. It was a ruthless performance, in the
Yeah, and I
end.
saw this actually on catch up because I was a bit in shock when I saw the scoreline. I was thinking, huh? What the hell happened, man? I was expecting hopefully one win to going to the ODI, but it is what it is. And well, yeah, I was just
Yeah,
thinking that
look,
if it wasn't, I think if SA had won the series because the first two were so damn close, I think we wouldn't be having this discussion so much on South Africa. It would have been more on England. At least if the margin is 2-1, we could have digested that. But 3-0, I feel is a bit insulting in a way because I don't think we played that bad. The first two could have gone to us, but who knows?
look, this series win is a bit flattering when you talk about the 3-0 scoreline, because as you say, the first game could have went either way. The second
one,
game could have certainly went either way. Definitely, that was a really scrappy game. And if you look at this third game, this probably was the best pitch of all the matches, because the ball really came on, and but the Proteas again they went in with an inexperienced bowling lineup.
Yeah.
I
was expected because the series is over and done with. So
I feel look, as much as Nokia performed so well in the IPL, I still feel he's a bit inexperienced at international level, So if you look at that bowling lineup at the moment, I mean, with the retirements of Morkel and Philander and Steyn, you probably got one experienced bowler there, which is Rabada, and the rest of the guys are still finding their feet. So, and also the problems with Proteas at the moment, there's so much of, you've got that political interference as well, with the quotas and so forth, where you got to have a certain amount of players to represent the national team in any day. So that's a challenge at the moment. I mean, the quota challenge is an issue, and also trying to build a side that's going to be competitive. So yeah, I'm sure Boucher would get this one right with time, but at the moment things are looking a bit difficult because they're missing those frontline players.
Yeah. Okay, so to get out of this depression, let's go into something different. The last one is New Zealand and West Indies. The match started actually today, and wow, New Zealand are just continuing off from where they left off. Look at this, 243 for 2.
Yeah, I mean, the Black Caps have been quite dominant in Test cricket at home for the past three or 4 years, But albeit they've had some, I mean, the pitches definitely suit them more than they suit the opposition, But they've had such a good record against most teams that have toured there in New Zealand over the past couple of seasons.
Yeah.
And if we can just go up that scorecard, I mean, it was another dominant display, this time around. I actually didn't watch a lot of this game, but I did watch a bit towards the end.
Oh.
And Williamson again, he comes to the party in the big occasion, and that innings. I mean, I saw a little of it, but he looks so much in control. And then Taylor as well. I mean, the veteran, he's in the runs again. So 243 for 2 after day one. I can see quite an imposing score tomorrow from the Black Caps. They probably want to bet another. Let's see how it goes. I'd say another 50 overs would probably get them close to that 450, 500 mark. But I think they'd probably aim for 450.
Yeah.
Anything more than that would probably be a bonus. And all to do for the Windies in this game. Yeah.
It would take
I looked at the pitch in the morning.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I looked at that pitch, and that pitch is absolutely green.
Oh gosh.
Absolutely green. And I was just thinking, guys like Rabada and Nokia, they would probably do a lot of damage on that wicket, because that's an absolute green top. And And the Windies, they have those tall, fast bowlers, but they just couldn't utilize it because New Zealand are so comfortable with these conditions at home. And in a way, they just wore them down towards the end of the game. 243 for 2 in 78 overs. At quite a healthy run rate as well, 3.1 and over. That's quite good in test matches.
Yeah, man. I was saying that it would take a brave punter to bet against New Zealand for this match. So hence, yeah, sad story for West Indies. But hopefully, I just want to see something here for the next fixtures here on a final note. Your oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, see. So the next fixture, yeah. Oh, I don't know why my screen is off. Yeah, I think the next fixture here is actually on the 4th of December. So, with your prediction quickly on India and Australia for the first T20, just give a prediction, no analysis.
Yeah, I would probably go for this is actually quite a 50-50 game, but I think India have a lot of depth and they've got those T20 stretches, so I wouldn't be surprised if they take this one. Yeah.
Okay. I
India for this.
Yeah, I think after the confidence of third ODI, I agree with you for India to win. And what about South Africa, England?
Yeah. I would. It looks going to be a close game, but I just think India might sneak it.
Okay. And SA versus England, ODI, first ODI. What's your prediction there?
Look, I'd love the Proteas to win this one, but it all depends on what sort of squad they actually put on the park. I would think the 50 overs game would probably give them a little bit more time to get combinations right and so forth. That would be probably a format that would give them a little bit of confidence as opposed to the T20s where they've just been blown away completely. Confidence is really low at the moment, eh?
Yeah.
Confidence is really, really low. And, coming to SA, I mean, a lot of teams don't really do well here, a lot of teams really come out second best on these shores here. And it's the first time in a long time that I've seen a visiting side that's been so dominant over SA. On the basis of form at the moment, I'd give this one to England.
Okay.
But we're hoping for a positive performance.
Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway, it's been great having your time, and we shall chat again soon.
Okay, so
Thanks, man.
good chatting to you. Take care. Cheers.